Hello, everybody. Today is June 25th, 2020. And, man, I have been working. I don't know, man. I've been working for I don't know, has it been like 14 days straight? Um, Varying from 8 to 12 hours, if not more, per shift. And, working harder than ever. Um, no hazard pay, all these safety precautions. Um, Seems like I can't get any rest. But I love hearing how all my friends and family and acquaintances are banking off unemployment and having a good time. Honestly, at this point, I would really just love a day off to just walk down the street and have a nice takeout meal and just sit down at a park or something and just breathe, man. I have been working like crazy, and my boss just he's having a hard time finding people, and people are starting to get fired or quit. He just had to fire people, and I'm pretty sure those people are going to file for unemployment. I think he fired like 4 people yesterday, not by choice, but because he had to. And I know those people are just going to be collecting. Anyway, so there's a new article I came across today. I guess it was made about 2 hours ago, and it's called Essential Employees Appreciate Your Appreciation by Lincoln by BR Generation Next. And I haven't read this article yet, but this is a different article than what I was looking at. I was looking at all the essential employee articles, and this one is different because it was talking about the appreciation aspect of essential employees. So I thought this would be something different to look at. So let's take a look at it together. Amid the novel coronavirus pandemic, the need for essential business is at an all-time high. With pressure for businesses to remain open, there's a call for employees to put themselves at risk to continue work to help serve their communities. For me, oh sorry, my phone's screen is broken. For me, this has proven to have advantages and disadvantages. As a so-called essential employee at the fast food drive-in Sonic, where I've worked for more than a year, I've seen the drastic changes that restaurants and other businesses have experienced during the pandemic firsthand. It's my first job, and I have mainly worked the car hop position. I'm the person who goes out to the cars and drivers and deliver orders. Unfortunately, not on roller skates, meaning I'm used to coming face to face with customers throughout the day. Around the beginning of March, when the virus started to sweep across the US, I thought I had seen just about everything while working, from the accidental $100 tips to couple fighting on the patio and customers running off with food. But nothing could have prepared me for what was going to happen in the coming months. Once New Mexico's stay-at-home order was issued and the most businesses started to close, many restaurants took big hits. I figured my job at Sonic was going to be affected. However, because because Sonic is one of those few restaurants without any indoor dining areas, it actually made business a whole lot busier. Now that people couldn't go anywhere else to sit down and eat, Sonic seemingly became Santa Fe's go-to spot. So I wonder if it's a good time to invest in Sonic. Just joking, maybe that's what this article is about. Just joking. In March, I was averaging about 250 orders in just a 6-hour shift. Because of the virus, we've only had to limit staffing, meaning I am oftentimes the only car hop. While my role is still very much the same, the demand is much higher and there are several new rules in place. For example, the company requires that people wear masks and latex gloves, as well as deep cleaning of the location about every 30 minutes. Due to the large increase in customers, every minute of the shift is busy. Yeah, I agree. The workload has definitely increased tremendously for everybody, and I can empathize with that. Despite the great amount of work that has to be done, the increase in business does have perks. More tips. I realized how much more generous people are during hard times and often bring home $200 in tips a day. What? That's nuts. Good for you. Which, along with my regular wages, could amount to around $30 to $40 an hour. Whoa. I need to quit my job and I need to start working in the restaurant industry or Sonic. I'm glad people have started to better appreciate the hard work essential employees contribute to society. I similarly have become more grateful for the ones risking their lives to serve their communities. Although I might only be a simple server at a fast food joint, I'm still at a higher risk than others of getting the virus. So even though things are starting to get a little bit more relaxed, essential employees should still be recognized for their sacrifice. Well, it's good. I think it's a good thing that this person is making more tips than ever. People are showing their gratitude, and that's good because if this COVID 19 really is a global pandemic so deadly that they've had to shut down an entire global economy, yeah, people better show their graciousness towards people. As a person who's worked for tips myself, I could imagine that if I were working in service industries, people would tip me more. Uh, but because I don't work with a job that includes tips, much like a lot of other essential employees, we don't receive tips. At best, we receive a thank you, but those are becoming far in between. And as time goes by, I find that people are becoming less and less thankful and less conscious about essential employees putting themselves at risk. But this person is receiving gratitude, and that's good. Good for her or him because it's a tough time right now, and all those people and restaurants are very important. Like I myself, because I work so much due to the COVID-19 and I haven't had a day off, I'm constantly eating out because I don't have much time to prepare my meals. I'm rushing out the door. Um, I try to get 8 hours of sleep, but I have other obligations as well. I've that take more than just 3 or 4 hours. I find myself constantly falling behind in my obligations, and I love that these restaurants are still open because without these restaurants, where am I going to get my lunch? Where am I getting my dinner from? So I greatly appreciate the works of restaurants, and I do tip generously as well as a fellow essential employee, and knowing that their wages aren't necessarily the best. So good for her or him. Why do I keep saying her? I don't know. I don't know why. Good for him or her. Good for this person that they're receiving or whatever gender there are. I don't know, man. 2020, there's how many genders are there these days? I don't know. But jokes aside, good for this person that they're receiving compensation. But yeah, I definitely do agree. This person recognizes that people should be recognized for their sacrifices, and I agree. We have a current system that rewards those to collect unemployment and has little to no reward for those sacrificing their health. So, that being said, oh, it says contact him, so it's probably a guy. But yeah, good for this person. I'm very glad people are showing their appreciation, and if you're watching this or reading it or whatever, be sure to show gratitude towards your essential employees. They are working harder than ever in most cases, exposing themselves to this deadly virus while making significantly less than those on unemployment and probably really stressed out. So really, gratitude, while real monetary compensation goes a long way. A simple thank you, a simple smile, a simple form of appreciation, a simple form of understanding that hey, you're working harder than ever, and I'm making more than you off unemployment. Goes a long way. It really does. It really does. And you're just gonna have to, just try it. It'll definitely make someone's day to make them feel understood.